Climate change shock. How climate change could trigger volcano eruptions across the world. Emily Hendon of Express UK reports that climate change could trigger a catastrophic volcano eruption, or eruptions that is worldwide, according to researchers. And so how does this happen? Volcanic eruptions could cause widespread destruction and impact across the globe. A study has revealed volcano eruptions could alter the climate to spew smoke ash into the atmosphere, essentially reducing the amount of solar radiation reaching the Earth's surface, lowering temperatures in the troposphere, and changing atmospheric circulation patterns. Scientists now also think the opposite is possible. Changing the climate could actually cause volcanic eruptions. Giovanni Roberti, a PhD student at the University of Clermont-Auvergne, said glaciers can suppress volcanic eruptions by providing mountains with structural stability. Roberti said, imagine the ice like some sort of protective layer. When the ice melts away, the mountain is free to collapse. If your mountain is a volcano, you have another problem. Volcanoes are a pressurized system, and if you remove pressure by ice melting and landslides, you have a problem. In the summer of 2010, the largest landslide in Canadian history occurred on the southern part of Mount Meager volcano, where Roberti and his collaborators invested their hypothesis. He said, the glacier base of the slope retreated, and during the hottest part of the summer, the slope catastrophically failed. The whole mountain started to move at a very high velocity. In 2016, another incident occurred where formation of ice caves in the glacier saw hot volcanic gases seep out of the volcano. He added, this is the first time this has happened there, so the equilibrium of the mountain is changing. He says we see a correlation between high temperature, ice melting, and landslides. Today's increased temperature is likely to cause other large landslides. Matthias Sklogil, a PhD student at the University of Natural Resources and Life Sciences in Vienna, whose studies also focused on climate change-driven landslides, added that as landslides tend to be caused by heavy rainfall, these sorts of events are expected to increase in the future due to climate change, and Sklogel's research explored the impact such landslides would have on Europe's transport network. He said landslides are an important issue today. We expect that that climate change, particularly changes in rainfall patterns and changes in temperature, will increase and will furthermore affect the slope stability and trigger additional landslide events in the future. Now, what impacts do volcanoes have on climate today? According to NASA, volcanoes release less than 2% of the equivalent amount of CO2 released by human activities, but large-scale volcanic activity could cause bigger disruption, and although they may last only a few days, the massive outpouring of gases and ash can influence climate patterns for years. Georgy Stentkov, a research professor with the Department of Environment Sciences at Rutgers University in New York, said volcano eruptions can cause short-term climate changes. He said volcanic eruptions cause short-term climate changes and contribute to natural climate variability. Exploring effects of volcanic eruptions allow us to better understand important physical mechanisms in the climate system that are initiated by volcanic forcing. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.